Hi, I'm Matt Grant with Sailrite, and what I want to talk to you today about is how important quality and support is with your sewing machine. And Sailrite's Ultrafeed sewing machine is supported like no other sewing machine in the marketplace. The other thing I want you to know is that at Sailrite, because we use the machines and because we support them properly, we make improvements all the time to these sewing machines. The current model that we are sending out the door is what we call the V2 version of the sewing machine, so version 2 essentially. And in order to come up with the V2 machine, we did some very drastic things. We had the entire casting mold remade to improve the robustness of the metal in a few areas, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. Plus we had many, in fact the majority of the internal parts remanufactured out of a higher quality metal and to be made more precise so that the precision in our casting, in the assembly process, everything comes together without having to do an awful lot of grinding and refitting in order to make the machine operate smoothly. But beyond that, what Sailrite has to offer really is a full package. You get our machine in a deluxe carrying case that is properly built, properly reinforced, has a heavy duty handle and latches. You get our machine with a large diameter Power Plus flywheel with a special clutching assembly that is not only easy to operate, release, and then re-engage, but it's also extremely positive. When the flywheel is engaged, you get 100% power transfer to the needle. We have a unique motor mount assembly. We have the highest quality foot control and the longest cord length available on a portable machine like this, fully grounded for safety. We have a number of options that are available on the machine, like the binder attachments that the threaded holes are already in the base of the sewing machine. We have several light options. This is an LED light. Our plates and feet are silver instead of blackened, which makes it easier to see your fabric. And just overall paint finish and quality of the machine is excellent. Package that or bundle that with our support and you have a machine that you can expect to use for a lifetime. But let's look at some of those enhancements over the years that differentiate our machine from every competing model in the marketplace. And there are some competing models. We call them look-alike machines because in a photograph they look similar. But when you really start to compare the machines, it becomes very obvious that there are some big differences. In front of me, we have a grouping of parts that showcase the radical improvement of the V2 machine. On the right are original parts from the V1 and current parts from most of the look-alike machines, I should say the higher quality look-alike machines. Some of the ones coming from certain factories in China are significantly worse than these, but they don't even merit showing you those. So let's talk about some of those parts. For instance, here is the needle bar frame on the V1 or the look-alike machine. And notice the pitting in the metal component and the inconsistency in the cast quality. Compare that to what we are using in Sailrite's V2 version of both the LS1 and the LSZ1 machine, and I don't even have to say anything. It is very clear that there is a real quality difference in those components. Would this component work? Yes, it would. Will this component work better? Yes, it will. And the reason for that is that the tolerances are so much better with a part that is made like this that we can guarantee the consistency and the sewing ability is held to a much greater, I guess the consistency is much better in the sewing capability than something like this that we're really doing machine by machine tuning in order to solve for some of the issues and the differences of the components. I want to just look at a few of the other more critical parts. Here's the timing clamp. The strength in the timing clamp is very important. You can see that our current version of the timing clamp is significantly nicer than the old version. Let's take a look at the A024. This is a part that we learned from our customers very quickly. The original component was not strong enough when we repowered the machines with the monster wheels and the Power Plus flywheels, and especially when we coupled that with the Posi-Pin clutching system. You'll notice the difference in the strength of the fork. which is where the weak point of the part was. When we did all of the V2 changes, it was one of the very important parts that we had recreated in order to make sure that we would not have any strength issues in here. In the past, what we had done was to weld a U-bolt around that fork in order to strengthen that part, and that was effective but not very pretty. What we're doing today with the new part is significantly better and adds to the value of the machine. Just some other parts. I just want to showcase consistency and quality, and I don't even have to talk about this for you to see that this part is significantly nicer. And also, when I'm holding these parts, the better metal components are also significantly heavier than the old components. And again, Sailrite owns the molds for these parts, and we own the molds for the castings on the Ultrafeed sewing machine. These are not found in any competing machines, look-alike or otherwise. What you are getting when you buy a Sailrite Ultrafeed machine is a top-notch piece of equipment that you, the customer, has helped us to improve by helping us find any weaknesses in the machines. And when we find those year after year after year, we've been making improvements to the machine to solve those problems. All of that culminates to the Sailrite Ultrafeed of today, which, if you look at the casting, is very substantial. You'll notice the legs on the machine are very solid. Anywhere there's a pivot that goes through the leg, we have a beefy leg so that we don't break casting components when you hit something hard enough. Here you can see that A024 with the wide forks that is clearly in use on this machine, and the timing clamp that we looked at. It's just a very well-made, solid piece of equipment, and it's designed to give you years and years of sewing satisfaction. Our feed dog mechanism is more substantial than most of the look-alike machines. I guess what I'm trying to make you understand is that even though they look similar, they are not from the same source. We are very protective of our sources, and we're very protective of the molds that we use to make these machines. And you do pay a little bit more to get that quality, but you're going to get the quality, you're going to get the support that Sailrite offers, and you get a lot of things that you don't get from any of the lookalikes. For instance, you get a very nice guidebook with the machine that covers all aspects of oiling and even tuning of the machine and troubleshooting. Plus, we give you schematics that are the actual photographed parts showing where and how they're assembled in the machine. So if you need to discuss a part with us, it's all here in the guidebook. And if the guidebook isn't enough for you, Sailrite, of course, as you know, is top heavy on videos at this point. We give you a setup and use video for the machine and advanced maintenance. Way too much content, really, when you get right down to it. I think we have almost 4 hours of content here. But when you need it, and you get it with the package. The Ultrafeed sewing machine is, in my opinion, the very best portable, semi-industrial sewing machine in the world today, and I would stake my reputation on that. Buy one, you won't be unhappy. I'm Matt Grant. See us at www.sailrite.com and call us anytime at 1-800-348-2769. Thank you.